Joy, I'll let you introduce yourself. It has been a minute.
Yeah, my name is Joyceloyk, known as the Dare to Glow Coach. And yes, it's been a minute. Yes, Coach J, it's been a minute. But I could say, while a lot was happening, a lot of beautiful things were happening in our lives. That's why we
Hmm.
disappeared. We didn't disappear for bad. We were rebooting, refreshing, and also getting prepared for the next chapter in our lives. Because,
Hmm.
like we always say here, every day there is something new happening in our lives. There's growth every day. And if you can't embrace growth, because it comes with challenges also sometimes, if you can't embrace it, then you get lost. And to be honest, I think I got lost a little bit. And that's why this topic today is very, very important to me, mental health, because I think I was getting in that place where
Hmm.
I'd stopped taking care of myself because as a new mom, like I'm a new mom now. Yay!
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm a new mom, and I was experiencing everything new. And for me to be honest, I think this topic works so well with me because I realized every time something new is happening around people around me, they go through this kind of phase.
Hmm.
Like you stop loving yourself. It's like I stopped loving myself. I was constantly crying. I'll be honest, and I was like, what is this I'm getting into? Can I be able to take care of another human being? And there was a lot of fear. And because I've experienced NLP techniques, I've experienced coaching, I've been coached, I had to work on these things on myself before going to my coach. So while it is Mental Awareness Month, it is International Coaching Week, for me, I had to do these things on myself before coming out here to even talk about them with other people. So I'm really excited for this topic, Coach J, and I'll give it back to you.
Oh, that was a lengthy introduction, but we're super happy to have you here. I know sometimes when you move, let me call it out of our comfort zones, we start experiencing things that we were never prepared for. You know, when you become a new mom, when you become a wife, when you start doing things, some things go through your mind that nobody ever told you it's going to be. And again, as we are all different, we experience things differently. So your experience might not necessarily be the same experience I get when I get a baby. So, as you say, the topic of today is really important. My name is Jane Jogo. For those who don't know me, I am a transformation mindset coach. I work with people who are struggling with existing limiting beliefs and thinking patterns and are looking for that road to, find that clarity, explore opportunities, and lead authentic lives in both their personal and professional lives. So before we move on, Coach Joe, we just want to say congratulations on the baby. We are happy to add one more soul to the group. Yeah.
And congratulations to you too, to wifehood.
So
Welcome,
now,
welcome to wifehood.
so moving on, we are going to have you grace us. I know you've given a brief intro why the topic of today is important to you, but I'll bounce it back to you to tell us a bit more what is mental health or what is your opinion about mental health.
So, just like the topic for today says, what is your opinion? And for me, this is going to be my opinion because we all have our own opinions and experiences for mental health. And that's why I started with my own experience that I've been going through right now. Actually, right now, I've been going through this and I've been working on myself because I realized mental health is more of our social well being because normally we take care of our physical, we exercise, oh, I
Mm,
want my body to look good and all these things, but we forget the mental because everything starts with the mental. And I'm glad actually this lies well with us because we are mindset shift CEOs. So
yes.
for me, when I was going through this phase of my life, when I gave birth and I was lost, I could not understand what is this chapter of my life. I forgot I was a mindset shift CEO. I forgot I was ever a coach. A lot had blurred, you know. But getting into my own shell and understanding that, you know what, for you to be able to take care of this other human being that you've given birth to, my baby boy, he's called Hadriel. To be able to take care of Hadriel, I have to make sure I take care of my mental health. Because at the end of the day, I can't take care of someone else if I'm not mentally okay. And I think it's when I was getting into that place where people call it depression. I call it a place, and to be honest, for me, I used to say it's not real. But out of my own experience, that I was getting there, because I felt like I had people around me, but they didn't care about me. All they were caring about is this new baby born. No one is caring about how I feel, the experience I've gone through. So I was like, what is going on? So I had to start choosing me first. And I'll be very sincere. I had to choose me first, because I was like, if it's me first, then I'll be able to take care of others next. Just like my motto in life: if I'm happy, I'll make others happy. If I'm kind to myself, it's easy for me to make others, to be kind to others. So I had to bring that mentality back. So for me, mental health will go, I because I didn't want to go into the whole what leads you there, because I wanted to share my own experience. And I know lots of people go into depressions for different reasons. It could be trauma from childhood, it could be at your workplace, but you can't even express yourself because people are going to judge you. And that is what happens in this day and era. People judge you. No one wants to understand that the place you're in, you don't want to be in it. It's just happening to you. And just like I said, you're lost. And just like Coach just said, sometimes it's something new. We all get scared of new. So that's all I will share. But then the next thing that I will share that I did research about would be next, after you sharing your own opinion, Coach J. What is your opinion about mental health?
Thank you so much, Coach Joy, for sharing, because I think that's a bit personal. But for you to come out and share with us what was happening, I believe this is something that is happening to other people, new moms who are coming up. This is something that they experience. And if someone is not conscious, if someone is not aware of what is happening, they might easily land into depression. As you said, someone might even start, like having ill feelings towards the baby, because they feel like this child came and took away my space. So it is their fault I'm in this state that I'm in. So just to amplify what you've said, personally, I feel like there's no one, we cannot define mental health. We cannot have like one explanation and say, hey, this is what mental health means. Because when we decide to put that definition, then we are going to start putting people in a bracket. We're going to start imposing that, hey, if you don't have these values, if you don't have these beliefs, then you're sick, you have a mental health problem. So what I'm trying to say is, my opinion is, there's no one definition to mental health. It is very, very personal, because you're all unique. We are all going through different things. So my feelings are my own, and nobody should judge me about that. The peace, if I'm at peace with myself, that is my mental health. If I'm at peace with a shabby hair, then that is my mental health. So you don't have to judge me. You don't have to say, hey, when you have this type of hair, that's when you have mental health. No, everybody is unique. Everybody has their personal space. And so mental health should not be, personally, I feel like it should not be given that tag that this is what mental health looks like. And you see, when you have that mental health, it's also personal, because you feel positive with life. So like what Joy has shared with us, when she realized that she was derailing from, she came back to herself and she decided to choose her. She decided to make it, you know what, I come first, and then if I'm able to take care of me, I'm able to take care of other people. And that for me is a clear definition of mental health. Over to you, Coach Joy.
Yeah, so you've shared what you've shared, but I want to ask you a question. Can your mental health change over time?
Yes, it can change.
Okay, what makes you say that?
As I said before, it is personal. And we started by saying that circumstances and situations, they change from time to time. And I have to say this, my opinion is, mental health, someone can have mental health and they have mental health problems, because these are disorders. But with mental health, it depends with the environment. Let's look at the environment that one is in, the environment, the people you're associating with. So your mental health can change from time to time, and we are able to shift it back if we have that awareness. And again, I'll use your example. You realize that you are starting to experience these things. You're starting to feel, this is not what I want. So you realize your mental health was not where you wanted, and you shifted it back. You worked on yourself. you shifted it back to where you wanted, and you chose to put joy first and then now taking care of other people. And I believe right now you're back to that equilibrium pace where you have that peace of mind, you have that positive, and you're optimistic about life, if I'm not wrong.
No, very, very true. And I just wanted to add on what you've said. And for me, I wanted to pose it to you because when I shared my story, I wanted people to realize that you can get into that state of mind where you feel you're losing yourself, but you have to be patient with yourself. You have to be patient with yourself for you to get back to who you are, for you to find balance. Because for me now, I started losing balance. I'm seeing life is going on for my family, my sisters, my friends, even my colleagues, and what the heck, like what is going on with me? I can't even talk in front of a camera, yet that is who I am. So at the end of the day, I'm glad you answered it. And for me, I've used my own example, and I'm going to use this, I think, for people to understand. And I have a session that with someone that I'll be coaching soon, and I'm getting back to coaching. So it can happen to you, but it's up to you to work on yourself to get back on your feet. Because I could come and give you all the ABC, the solutions, but the solution lies within you. So the other thing that I'm going to add on before we go, because we're really trying to make this as short as possible, is why do you think people do not want to talk about mental health?
That's a very good question. And when I reflect on it, people are scared of talking about mental health because of the judgment. That's the first thing that comes in my head, the judgment that comes with it. For me, for you to come out and say, you know what, I got a new baby, and this is how I feel. Someone might be scared of how the people they tell are going to react. Are they going to react, or are they going to respond to what you say? Reaction means there's a lot of judgment that is going to come with that, and you're scared of that judgment coming through. Responding, you might find a good person. Maybe you find that your partner maybe is a coach and understands these things, or someone who has lived this and knows these things, and they respond by listening to you and helping you walk through the journey that you're going through. So my number one will be, people are scared of the judgment that comes with that. And I think that's the main one that people are scared of. What will people say? And that is the statement that I'll leave there.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. And and to be honest, I was going through that. And I think that's why if I'd come out openly to tell people, because the ones around me were not considering me. So I was like, now if I tell people who are not even around me, what is going to happen? So you understand, and it's the same thing with jobs. Like you're at your workplace, you're going through maybe depression, or you're going through mental health disorder. Something is happening to you, or you have this PTSD happening, but you're scared of sharing it with someone because you're going to be judged immediately. Oh, she can't take a hold of herself. Oh, she can't even manage that small thing. Oh, she can't. So the fear of judgment, that is going to be the first thing I'll also give. And then lastly, I'm going to pose this question, and I'll give a few points, and you can also give us 2 or 3. How do you improve mental health?
Sorry, Coach Joy, before you go to the other question, the other thing I will add is, apart from the fear of judgment, I will say the other thing that stops people from talking, it is the limiting beliefs that we have in our head. Because how do we know they're going to judge us? So we have already established that in our mind. You have already established that, you know what, they're going to. So it's a limiting belief that, or a negative thought that you have already imprinted in our minds. So it could be, yes, the judgment is there. And at the same time, we have imprinted these thoughts. How do we know that is going to happen? And that is a question you need to ask ourselves all the time. Back to you.
And I think also the limiting beliefs comes with the self-talk, because you've already told yourself everyone is going to judge me, even those ones that don't know what I'm going through, not knowing that even if you reach out, like if I reached out to you as a friend who is a coach, you'd be like, oh, Joe, this is how we could go through it. But I'm like, okay, she has not yet experienced it. How can I even go to her? And then I'm like, my sister has a lot going on in her life. How can I go to her? So I was there lost alone in the bubble, and I had to figure things out myself, and I'm glad I did. So anyway, going to the next, but next time I'll know I'll run to you.
Please do.
And when
I'm
it's
so
you, run
offended.
to me. All right. So the next question that I'm going to pose to us is, what are the tips we could give to people out there to improve on their mental well-being? I'll give some three, and then you can give the rest. The first thing is get enough sleep. For
Mm-hmm.
me, I think that is one of the things that was taking me in that place of depression, because I love my sleep. But I'm at this phase where when the baby sleeps is when I sleep. When the baby's awake, and I the baby sleeps in the day, he's sleeping right now. In the night, he's going to be awake. I have to be awake. Like, I do not sleep. I've become an owl. Anyway, so lack of sleep, and I had to find balance in that. So lack of sleep, try to get sleep, because when you don't get sleep, most cases, that's what takes us to that place of overthinking. You're up all night thinking and thinking and thinking of things that are not going to be unthinkable.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the next one that I'll be giving is, relax and reduce stress. And as a as a as we handle these kind of things as coaches, for me, I believe when you allow stress to come to you, there is nothing you can control, because like your mind is blurred.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other thing is, connect with others. For me, I'd lost connection with others. I've tried to give things that way I was going through. So I was not connecting with other people. I was allowing stress. Every little thing was stressing me. Even having people over was stressing me. I'm like, why are people coming? People should stop visiting me. They are stressing me. I want to be alone. I want to just be with my baby. So yeah, try to get enough sleep. That is my first point. The second one is relax and reduce stress, and then connect with other people. Don't push people away, because I think I was at that phase where I was pushing people away. Now I'm okay. I'm inviting people. I'm like, can I come and see you? Yeah, come over. But I was at that phase. Joe, are you home? No, 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 no. I have a hospital appointment. I'm not around. I didn't want people to come home. But yeah, those are my 3 points. You could give us some points on how to improve mental health.
When you put it that way, I totally understand. When there's that time, you just don't want to see anybody, you just want your space. And my number one will have been relationship with others. Try and establish that. And when we say connection with others, you're talking about the authentic connections, because we know we live in an era where there's so many fake connections. And when there are fake connections or relationships, you find us falling into a lot of stress and burnout, because we don't know how to appear I don't know how to appear in front of Joy because this relationship is fake and all that. But if the relationship is authentic, then you could have even been able to tell your friends, you know what, I'm in a space right now where I don't need visitors at the moment, but I will let you know when I'm open to visitors. So sometimes it needs to have that authentic relationship. The other thing I
No,
can
no, no,
say
no,
is,
sweetheart. Let me correct you when you say that. Sorry to cut you short.
go ahead.
When I say there were even authentic friends, I'm telling you, even my own brother, I told him I don't want people to come over. So of course there are those ones you're going to be very open with. I told them, you know what, I need time alone. I don't want people to come over now, but maybe after 2 weeks come, it's fine.
Mhm.
There are those ones who don't want to hear. They don't want to hear you telling them you need time alone. They feel they're entitled to being in your space at that point of time. So the only thing you have to tell them, I'm not at home,
You're not.
even if you're in. That is it.
Then that makes a
So
because that still indicates there was authenticity in that you already spoke out what you wanted. Now, the other point, because you're trying to make it as brief as possible before our little angel wakes up, I would say attitude to yourself. And what do I mean by attitude to yourself? Mental health is all about the emotions that we have. So if you have the negative vibes towards yourself, there are high chances that you're deteriorating your mental health. If you have the positive vibes towards yourself, and that's why we always talk about positive affirmations. It's good to remind myself when I look in the mirror, I love myself, I am beautiful, etc., because these positive vibes, they feed our mental health. And if we don't feed ourselves with the positive vibes, we fall into the negativity side of it. And again, we start feeling this, oh, I'm not beautiful enough. And when I say I'm not beautiful enough, there's so many emotions that I evoked within me. And I find myself, I'm in the corner, I'm feeling sorry for myself. So when you have a positive attitude towards yourself, it helps you boost your mental health. And finally, I can say sometimes it's good to have a purpose in life. When we have that purpose in life, it shapes the direction of where we are going. It shapes the direction of what we want. Because I believe, Coach Joy, if I use as an example, right now your purpose is to be the best mom ever when you look at your child. So that shapes you, the direction that you're going, the relationships you're going to have, the space you're going to be. Is it good for your child or not? So having a purpose helps us open those lenses within us that are going to help us and point us to that direction that we want. So those will be my top three. You talked about relationship, attitude, and the purpose in life. I don't know if you have anything else to add.
No, I just wanted to say purpose, and I think new moms, or I could say mothers, sometimes they get hard on themselves because of that fail of that saying or that phase. And for me, I'm glad you said it. Me being a good mother, without caring about, do people think I'm a good mother? Do people
Mm-hmm.
think I'm taking good care of my child? It should be unto you. It should be your purpose as you. I need to be a good mother to my child. It doesn't matter what others see, what others think of you, because there are situations where, and I'll say this out, and I hope no one gets offended, but there are situations where maybe you've not breastfed, because of situations. In the beginning I couldn't, and then they had to help me. I had to get help to be able to get milk for my baby. But those are things that people can judge you, but they don't know why you
Mm.
are actually doing what you're doing at that point of time. So look at you being or doing what you're doing best for you, not for those around you, not your
Mm-hmm.
friends, not your family, but you. And I'm going to leave people a quote that says, being able to being able to be your true self is one of the strongest components of good mental health. Being able to be your true self, not Joyceloyk's true self,
Mm-hmm.
Coach J's true self, but your true self. It is the only component you need for your mental health, because then there you don't care about what other people think of you. It is about you and making sure you are healthy. That's it for me today. Otherwise, thank you so much for everyone. When you're watching the replay, please don't forget to leave us a comment on your opinion about mental health. Mental health is real, by the way. It is real. Personally, I didn't think it's that real until I've experienced it. I've always been about positive, 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 but I've never really gone to a point where I felt negative about myself. So it is real. Take care of yourself. Take it easy. And I'm going to be using that a lot now. Take it easy. Sometimes we are on hard on ourselves to impress others, and also because others are judging us. So take it easy. You know what you're going through. So put yourself first. Otherwise, if you're not part of Mindset Shift CEO yet, please come through. There's a lot of growth. Back to you, Coach Jay.
Thank you so much. You've done the summary. I love the quote. And what I can say is, if you're a new mom and you'd like someone whom you can have a chat, I believe Coach Joy would love that because you have experienced that. You might also be able to help someone else out there who is experiencing what you went through. You have better money, you have handled it properly on your own, but maybe someone else might need help. And some journeys, they're better led by someone who has been in those shoes. So someone coming to me, I might not be able to effectively assist them as you can assist them and guide them during that time. So otherwise, thank you so much for sharing with us your experience. It is a lesson for all of us. Every day we are learning. And one key takeaway I've gotten from this webinar with you is take time to check in on other people. And number two is when someone tells me no, and then I should respect that no. I should not probe, I should respect that no, because they have their reasons. And as we say in NLP, there's always a positive intention behind every action. So otherwise, as Coach Jocelyn has said, if you're not a member of Mindset Shift CEOs, please join us. We are growing every day. We want to empower everyone to be the CEOs of their life as they are. We will see you next week on the next Facebook Live. Bye bye.